So it's that time of year again. It's World Rugby's awards. It's World Rugby's dream team. Let's also talk about the final standings in the Fantasy League for the World Cup between myself and Egg Chasers. Over 5,000 people entered that league. That was amazing. And also, if you've got any questions that you want me to answer in a later video on the World Cup, on this year, on anything to do with rugby, please in the comments below put a big capital Q and a one-sentence question on something that maybe I've missed or you want me to talk about. That would be amazing, and then I'll come back and cover as many of those as I can, so kind of like a Q&A. So pop those in the comments as well. So World Rugby's Men's Player of the Year goes to Ardie Surveyor, and he is an unbelievable player. I don't pronounce his name as well as I should, I know, but he's been so good for so many years. I'm very glad for him winning World Rugby's Player of the Year. He deserves it, and I know New Zealand didn't win the World Cup, and how much precedent should be put on winning the World Cup? That's a good question, but he is so good and he performed so well in this World Cup and the final that I think he's a brilliant winner. Bundyaki nominated as well, and if Ireland had gone further in the World Cup beyond those quarterfinals for the first time, maybe he'd have got it. It's his best year by miles. He's just got better and better into his 30s now, and he's produced his best season ever. Powerful, quick, full of confidence, brilliant player, performing under pressure, as does Antoine Dupont. He performs all the time. Even though he got a big facial injury, he came back with a plate in his face and still played fantastically well in that quarter-final, even though France lost. And Eben Etzebeth has been one of the best, if not the best, second row in the world for a very long time now. He's had a good year. Maybe he's had even better years in the past, but a very good year for him. Double World Cup winner. Amazing list, but Surveyor, very happy with him. Let me know if you agree. Others that could have been on there, dare I say, some players that came off the bench a lot for South Africa. Oxenchae, R.G. Snyman, amazing players. Andrew Porter for Ireland, Shannon Frizzell or Will Jordan for New Zealand, and Damien Penaud is always a try-scoring machine for France. Those are other potential nominations, but very happy with the list, very happy with the winner. Let me know if you disagree. Then we have Men's Breakthrough Player of the Year goes to Mark Talea, who was brilliant. And we saw in the semi-final, in the final, how amazingly he works off his wing like an extra flanker. We've got young Biel Barry of France who's emerged, but I don't think he should have won. The mighty Tamati Williams is a hell of a new prop, but Manny Liebach I think is the closest there. If he had played in the final, I think it would go to him, and maybe it should go to him anyway, considering how he helped South Africa so massively when Pollard wasn't available. Tough on him not to be on the bench in that final, but proved to be, I guess, the right decision. But Talea is a great player, so happy with that. Liebach, I say, very close below. But the one I think probably should change is Coach of the Year. Not that I don't think Andy Farrell is amazing. I think he's brilliant, but just because Ireland didn't get through that quarter-final this year, maybe it should go to someone else. And I think Jacques Nienaber has been amazing with the calls he's made in selection on the bench, keeping the squad happy. They're always saying, look, it's for the team, it's for South Africa, even though they rotate so much. He's held it together and, brilliant here for him winning the World Cup. So I think maybe Nienaber should have taken Coach of the Year, but Farrell is a hell of a coach. Let me know if you agree or disagree there. Other breakthrough players maybe that could have made the list. Maybe Jack Morgan could have been a good player as well. I know Wales didn't go too far in the World Cup, but they had a really good World Cup, and he has been a standout player even when Wales have been struggling, say, in the Six Nations. So on to the Dream Team of the Year, and plenty of alternatives I think here. Obviously great players selected. Cyril Bailly at loosehead is amazing for France. Absolutely love him, so I think that's fine. But Kitshoff and Oxenchae are also excellent for South Africa. Andrew Porter has been consistently amazing for Ireland, so any of those four for me. Dan Sheehan of Ireland's been very good, but Cody Taylor, what a year he's had for New Zealand. So I think maybe I'd have pipped it to Cody Taylor there over Sheehan. Tyke Furlong's been consistent for Ireland, but Tyrell Lomax as a newcomer for New Zealand, or Antonio for France maybe could take it, but maybe stick with Furlong there. So one change to my front row probably. Eben Etzebeth has been amazing for South Africa. Happy with him. And Scott Barrett, I think, had to be in that lineup there. He's been so amazing for New Zealand. Had played at 6, then moved to the second row. It was equally impressive. Snyman of South Africa, Maro Itoje of England, I think, has had an excellent World Cup as well. But Etzebeth and Barrett, very happy with that. Interesting, at blindside, Caelan Doris, who actually played number 8 in the World Cup, is at blindside, so is that a little unfair? I don't know, but he is phenomenal, so happy for him to be in there. But Peter Steph de Toy, what a World Cup he had. Maybe he should be there instead, considering he does play blindside more regularly than Doris. Just saying. Shannon Frizzell as well, been so impressed with for New Zealand. Charles Olivon, yeah, brilliant player, happy with him there. The other guy I'd say is close is actually Jack Morgan of Wales, but France have done a lot better than Wales, so I think Olivon for sure. World Player of the Year, Ardie Surveyor at 8, absolutely no question. Aldreet's got to be close, but Surveyor no problem. Antoine Dupont, it's always going to be Antoine Dupont, I'm afraid, because he is so good, even considering how good Aaron Smith and Gibson Park have been. At 10, maybe a few questions. Richie Mo'unga has done some amazing things, but also made a few errors as well. Johnny Sexton's been very consistent. Finn Russell's done audacious, amazing things, so maybe one of those guys, but happy for Mo'unga as well. Wingers, Will Jordan, what a talent he is. We've seen it in this World Cup. Pinot scores for fun, so happy with those two, but I say the one guy who's very close, Kurtley Arenza, has been unbelievable for South Africa. Colby's had a good World Cup, Mac Hansen's had an amazing year, and Duan van der Merwe of Scotland have got to be close as well. At 12, Bundyaki, who's nominated for World Player of the Year, absolutely, but Dante, God, he was so good for France, and Geordie Barrett for New Zealand, super close there. Ringrose for Ireland, I think is fair enough, but I would say Fiku's had a good year for France, and Jesse Creel of South Africa, many said shouldn't even be in the squad. Has had some poor games for South Africa in the past, but this year he's been right on it in the South Africa. What a guy to come in and fill Am's shoes. He's done amazing, now a World Cup winner, of course. Naithalevu of Fiji as well, maybe worth a mention. Thomas Ramos of France, what an amazing kicker. A good all-round player, but just what a kicker. And I think Hugo Keenan is the other guy maybe you could argue there. But maybe a couple of changes I'd make, not too many. What would your dream team be? And then finally, let's have a look at this top 10 for the Egg Chasers Rugby Analyst Fantasy League. Back row drivers takes the win, takes the trophy. Well done to him. Frowdy and Yippee Trier, they were always close in second and third. Tom Halliday fourth. Eddie Jones is my dad. Well, he's had a bad week, hasn't he? Is in fifth. And then the other guys you see there. Well done to all of those guys there in the top 10. Rugby Analyst, myself, I came in 1,793rd, so need to do better, although I did achieve my very moderate goal of being over halfway, but it was great fun. Thanks to everyone who got involved. And of course, if you've got a question for me to answer in a later video, please put a capital Q and a one-sentence question, and I'll try to answer as many as I can in that Q&A video. That's always good fun. Anyway, all those comments below on those on the Fantasy League, on those World Rugby teams, Player of the Year, all that stuff, and any questions for me below, and I'll catch you next time.